Hello and welcome to another Oak Free production. This isn't a rant, this is the Condemned 2 Gold Level Guide to help people get through the game on Gold Level, obviously. First thing I'll say is there are going to be spoilers because, well, there's got to be. So if you want to do a spoiler free round, play it through once, like on easy or something, and then we can both enjoy knowing exactly what's coming next together, and you can just jump on YouTube, find the level that you need the gold levels on, and play that guide, and away you go. There's a quick time event coming up here. It's where you need to press A when you're prompted. Yahtzee would be rolling and going mental. It probably has. He's probably got this game and he is going mental. Quick time event, and there it is. I like the first person in the game that you meet is a black guy living on the streets, but since it's an awesome game, we'll ignore the racism for now. We'll also ignore the fact that we can't climb up that Everest-like 2-foot cooker because they don't want us to. But like I said, move on, ignore the little things, enjoy what the game has to offer, which is, you know, scaring you out of your pants. There's another quick time event at the top of these stairs. Isaac will have trouble opening the gate. As you approach the gate, you'll get the A button response prompt come up, and you have to hit all of these to get gold level, as long with a few other things that I'll mention as we approach them, since it's the first time around. A couple of first aid kits on the TV. You'll have to kill that guy in a minute, and you'll also have to kill the guy in the red jacket, that one, in a minute. They'll climb over the fence exactly where they are, so don't worry about that. There's another quick time event here. Guy swears and you have to respond, and then the guys jump in. I'm doing this on FPS mode because you don't want to stand around watching me beat on people when you're just trying to find the quick time responses, etc. So I just whip out the gun and get down, and then the other guy jumps in and I miss him twice because I'm a plum. Get on the floor, you git. Down you go, fucker. You get set upon, this guy pounds on you. Those first aid kits will be there after this cutscene. And then you come back. Isaac Hayes has done a run-up to record a new South Park episode, or record another song, and you're left to go and hunt down the prick who smacked you with the brick. We're introduced now to the second thing that is always on the gold list, and that is the antennas. If you find a TV that's on, that tends to be it. I mean, we're about to go into a TV store, so this is the only level where it's a bit difficult, but the rest of the time they're the only TVs that are on, fuzzing away in the background. You have to grab the antenna, adjust it with art, sit there and watch him talk or other things that happen. I won't give it away in case this is your first playthrough, like I said. Oh look, Van Wilder. Of course I mean Van Horn. Crazy guy from the first game. Missing a finger from the first game, another bit of detail. It's all in the details. You go through, and like I said, you're in a TV shop. There's a dog on the right there, scares the shit out of me, even though I've played this game 100 times. That's where we're going to be going in a minute, upstairs, but first we need to go down. There's a guy, appears to the right. You can take him out how you please. And then I'll go the long way around to the telly that's down here. That explains the third and final thing that is in this area, or is on the gold list as I should say, and that is the emitters. The sonic pulse beam things that are making people angry and making birds die, which is why all the birds were dead on the first game, I should imagine. And there's one to the left of the telly, just to give you an example. Don't get too close to it, throw something at it if you don't have the gun, because they hurt. Hold back there to show you show myself basically how far along I've got. There's a first aid kit there if you need it. I do in a minute because I climb up these stairs and get hit by a telly, but instead of coming back down I go running around like a pleb for about 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Yeah, you hold back and it will tell you how many you need and how many there are in the level, just to keep you appraised. If you see me press back, you might want to pause the video, check to see if you're on par, because if you are, you know you're on the right track, and if you're not, you know that you've missed one and you need to go watch the guide a bit more, or re-watch the guide and go back. And here is the last TV, the last thing on part 1. And you can stop this video now and go on to part 2, or you can carry on listening to me rant over the top of this guy chatting away about some crap. He's got your hair, he's wearing your t-shirt, but he's not you. Righto, whatever. And that's that. Welcome back to part 2 of the guide for the first level, rock bottom. You might want to first fast forward this first 45-50 seconds or so, because I end up throwing my gun in a minute and I have to beat on these guys, which just goes to illustrate why I'm doing it on first person shooter mode, because otherwise it would take bleeding forever and you'd be sitting around watching me punch on people like this for hours on end. There's 3 guys in this area if you are doing it for the first time. That guy, there's that guy over there, and there's a guy that comes in the window that we eventually leave out of. If anyone ever saw my rants on gaming violence and then saw me playing this game, they'd think I was a bit of a hypocrite, but there's a massive difference between this and Manhunt 2, which was just horrifically violent for no absolute reason. Just, you know, let's have a serial killer murdering a load of fuckers. Really, really graphically for no reason. Whereas this, you're an actual cop and you're actually trying to kill bad guys. Still looking for my gun like a mug. Eventually a geezer will come in through the window. And then I end up punching on him for about a week, because he stays up like fucking Muhammad Ali doing the rope-a-dope, rumbling in the jungle. This fucker, look, he won't go down. Come on, son. Give me the rope-a-dope, he's going to come back in the 8th. Look, does the old Duke and Jive. Get on the floor before you hit me with that fucking plank of wood, you bastard. Come on, mate. Go down, we want to get on with this. There's people here that want to get their levels done, gold style. Down you go, about fucking time. Get myself a bit of first aid, and we'll go out the window. There's a gun down there in a minute, so lovely jubbly. There's another quick time event here. Van Horn, you chase after, shout after him. Van Horn, come back, please. I need a party liaison. Oh no, it's Van Wilder again. There's a dog behind you. As you jump down, punch that in the jaw, and then there's a first aid kit in the cabinet if the 2 upstairs weren't enough. Gun on the cooker. It'll only have 6 rounds if you're not doing it on FPS. For me, I can reload as many times as I like. To do this bit, you only have to open the door and the barrel rolls into the fire, but I'm impatient, so I just fire my gun randomly while I'm standing around waiting for the fence to open. And then eventually it does, and then the chopper goes overhead saying, "Go home, because it's dangerous out there." And I shout, "I know, because I'm fucking scared, man. I'd love to go home, but I don't know where my fucking home is. I'm drunk." And now we meet the tar fuckers. Or we do in a minute, but you see one run across there. There's a emitter up there above the door, and then there's the TV telling you that it blows up the heads of dicky birds because their brains can't take it and they expand and blow up the skull or some such nonsense. But that's probably why there was loads of dead birds in the first game, you know. So you look for dicky birds on the ground. If you see any, that's where you know there's an emitter. But after this level you get a fucking sensor that tells you where the emitters are anyway, so there's absolutely no point in that. We move on, and eventually we come to the tar fuckers. There's 2 types of tar fucker. There is the slow tar fucker that is blind, that walks around going, "I don't know what's going on." Another quick time event through this door. I'll just warn you of that beforehand. So as you walk through there you see Van Wilder again, and you shout after him. There he is. Van Wilder, come back. Where's that Asian guy from Harold and Kumar? Get the munchies. Yeah, two types of tar fucker. The slow ones that are easy to kill, and the fast ones that get on your tits. Because they're really quick and you can't see fuck all in this blackness, even with your torch on. You've got two guys here, shoot them. Or you won't be able to shoot them, but you know. Two fuckers here, kill them. And then kill the other guy. However you want. Using one of those finisher moves in that bin's pretty funny. Comes down his head. Yeah, the two types of tar fucker. The thing about them is they make a noise as they come out of the black walls. So when you hear one of them noises, make sure you're ready for them, because they'll be either to one side of you or the other. And this is the first bit where you actually can them. The good thing about them is that they're one hit with whatever, your fists, a brick, a gunshot, and they die. It's actually harder with a gun because you have to hit the bastards, and if you reload in you get absolutely pounded on. But they come at you from all angles here. I always try to run to one end of this black stuff. That's my tactic. Make sure that I've only got them coming at me from one angle. I'll make a bit of a hash of that. This is what I tend to do. Run to the other end. There's one hiding behind the little thing on the left there, that fridge or whatever it is. Shoot him and then get in his little corner, because then they can only come at you from one angle and you can shoot them as they come at you. But obviously I fucked it up at the beginning there. Then you go up the ladder and round the corner. And they look sturdy enough, those floorboards, don't they? Excellent, lovely, strong floorboards. And then obviously there's one made out of fucking half-inch ply that can't hold your fat bastard weight. Move on. Dog barking. No need to kill it, because it will fucking make a whiny noise in a minute and be dead. We move along. There's nothing gold levelly about this bit. It's just about making sure that you don't shit yourself. Guy comes out from behind the bins. Make sure you shoot him. As you can see, the torch ain't doing very much in here. What I suggest you do is when it tells you to activate your torch right at the beginning of the game, activate it and then never turn it off, because the batteries don't run out like in some other games, because they wouldn't. I mean, it's a torch, for crying out loud. Every other game they seem to buy the Asda's special offer bleeding batteries, so they run out every 10 seconds, but in this you're good to go for the whole game. But it does get dark, especially in these black corridor areas with the black tile wall people. They just don't want you to see anything. You carry on moving round and eventually you come to this area where there's a ladder. And you shoot that bit open. If you haven't got a gun, there are a bunch of bricks to the left for you to open, and that will end part 2. And as we climb the ladder, welcome back to the ladder and part 3 of this gold level guide for Condemned 2 first level rock bottom. Just to fill you in, there's 4 guys at the top of this ladder that you'll have to kill, but just to fill you in, we have now got only one emitter, one television and one quick time response left. So if you've got any more than that left on your list, by pressing back you can check, then you've missed one. Unfortunately, you were too busy laughing at my hilarious jokes during the first 2 levels and you missed something. We're about to finish off the emitters. It's over here on the left. There it is. Destroy that. Use bricks over here for you to throw at it. Plenty of them as well. There's a guy over here on the left, comes out of the wall. I forgot and almost ran into him and then missed him. There's a first aid if you need it in this cupboard. And there it is. And then we have to turn around, move the pallets so that we can jump down into the building. Nice scary building with no lights. And there we go, just to confirm, 3 out of 3 emitters all done. There's a little bit of fighting in a minute, but before that we have to go and flick a switch so that we can move on, and we have to get the last television, which is down here on the left. Go all the way down into this room, and the switch to open the door is down there, but to the left is the final telly, and that makes 4 out of 4. So if you haven't got them all by this one, then you've missed something, like I said earlier, and it's the guy telling you to go and save Van Horn because he is important for some reason or another. I won't give away any of the spoilers, you'll see them later in the game. So now we go into the room to open up the lever, which opens up a gate, and then a load of guys rush in, which you'll meet when you go back through the big room with the bookcases. Turn around. There's one of two things will happen when you do this. You'll see that guy go, he'll always be there. That's where he goes and stands, so you can just take him out there. The other two guys will either both be in this room at the end of this little bit, behind a bookcase on the right and behind a bookcase on the left, or they'll be like this, and there'll be one guy on the left and the other guy will be further on in the next room. But I was a bit cautious here, as you can see. I didn't know where he was, so I have a look around, and eventually I realise he must be in here, and as I move through the level I shoot him in the face. Goodbye. There you go, son. And then we move forward. Prosthetic arm is on a tray up here on the left, and then we move through the gate that leads into the next area, one you opened earlier, and we go down the stairwell, and that is the final quick time event. As you get down here you'll see a window with Van Horn in it, and that will give you the prompt, and there it is, and that's all of the things, all of the major tasks completed for this one. But as you enter this bit, which is like the fucking Nostromo, it's got the alien walls, you expect fucking Apone to be behind you. You'll unlock a new mini optional task, which is to destroy sacks that hang from the ceiling, and it's those sacks there, those are the things it's talking about. As you walk in here you'll get a slow guy come out of there from the left, and then a fast guy, as you move a little bit further forward, will come from the same direction. There he is. And then a slow guy will walk across the middle of the room. You can take him out, and then we can start taking out some sacks. We'll do 6 in this first room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then my bullets run out, so shake them out. Then we can take out 7, 8 and 9. Just making sure no one's behind me, always a little scared, like a little girl. 7, 8 and 9. As you move back behind yourself and round to this corner, one geezer will come out in front of you from the wall. Take him out. Bit more before moving round and taking out number 10. There it is. As you move forward here, that's already been taken out, Ian, you fool. As you come round here, another one will appear next to that wheelchair. So take him out, and then this is the leaving the first room. So make sure you have a little check, make sure you've got 10, as you should have, 10 or 15 as you can see there, and then we move into this corridor. You'll have 2 slow geezers walking from the right, and there's 2 sacks to the left. So you can take out the 2 sacks. I missed the second one twice, so I have to spin round and take out the slow guys in case they came up upon me. And then I can take out the last sack over here, which is number 12. And this is a dead end, so just in case stuff was getting a bit hairy, you can back up and have them coming straight down at you. First aid kit's there if you need any. Light will go out on the left, and then a geezer will attack from straight on. That light goes out, and then a geezer comes down the corridor. There you go, boy. And then we move on and find sack number 13. And then up here is the one that I missed first time around, because I usually take a right and go up that slope. But if you take a left, it's a left again in the room, up on the ceiling in the corner. Nice and hidden. There's also a guy that comes out the wall straight on. Scared the shit out of me. I forgot he was there, but he does always come out of that wall. So you can take him out first. Now I'm going to go back the way I usually go, up the slope. There's a slow guy comes out of the wall in front of you. Just couldn't get past him, and then I realised he was there. And then once you do get past him, you do a right, and as you go past the screens, you'll see a shotgun on the shelf in front of you, and the last sack right there. And that is everything of everything. 3 of 3, 4 of 4, 6 of 6, shotgun in the face, 15 of 15, shoot that guy too. As you come round here, you'll have a guy come from your right and a guy come from your left. If you stand in the corner, you'll be able to catch them both. And then we move on to the end of the level. I hope this helped. You complete rock bottom on gold, and if you need help with the rest of the game, I'll be doing the levels throughout the next day or couple of days. So the next level you'll probably need a guide. I'll definitely add a bit of trouble. So I hope you enjoyed it. Rate it, comment on it, subscribe, add me as a friend, or do nothing at all and just use it for your own whims. And there's my email in case you need to drop me a line or ask me anything else. Peace. Hello and welcome to level 2 of the Condemned Gold Level Guide. This is for the Preston Hotel. It's part 1 of 3. Straight away when you get started there is a quick time event after this guy shouts at you. This is where we meet old Whitey for the first time, giving you loads of orders and barking at you like a mug. Yeah, turn around, you can fuck off, knobhead. Do as I please, bitch, I've got more fucking ammo than you. Go on, fuck off. And we also meet the generic black guy that has to be in every game. The big hard nut with the voice of a man from the ghetto. Do you notice how all the buildings all around us have got lights? Look at them. Thousands and thousands of light bulbs working. Why is it we always go into the buildings that don't have any working lights? That's what I want to know. What kind of budget are we on? Can't we get some generators? And why don't they send in 3 fucking guys in? Why don't you send like 20? All of them have got big floodlit generators. I don't know. Anyway, follow these guys and eventually you'll get in the building. On your right here you'll find an ammo. I haven't turned my torch on because I'm a pleb. Eventually I will. And you'll be able to see where the fuck I'm going. There we go. Follow this guy down. Through the door. There's absolutely nothing quick time. There's absolutely nothing relevant to completing it on gold in this first little bit, apart from that quick time event we've already had. So follow the guys until they get you to do stuff, and then do it. Now, this guy kicks open the door, tells you about the meth lab. Meth lab is the optional task, and it is in room 5112, the first one. Fire on that, and that'll blow up, and that'll be the first one. There are 4 of them in total. One of them is really hard to find, unless you know what you're doing, or you're following this guide. When this guy pulls this board out of the way, as you go in there'll be a guy immediately to your left. It'll be about there. So be careful as you go in, aim up, bosh, take him down. And then move around quite quickly because sometimes you can catch this guy in the open. I didn't quite this time around, so if you don't, move as far as you can to the left but staying in the room, and you should be able to see him just on the edge. Shoot him down. If you're doing it on hard, one shot from him will kill you, or if you're doing it on first person shooter, one hit from him will kill you. Nothing around here. You have to go in this room, room 507, as I will show you there, and when you do, you'll find the first television, and there it is on the wall, on the table, and you can go up and twiddle the receiver, and you get your first news report from really bad voice actor in English #1. Shut up, love. It's a horrific voice. Why they couldn't have just found someone who can just talk normally, who doesn't sound like, I don't know what they were trying to make it sound like. And then you got a special report guy that just reminds me of the guy from Die Hard that everyone wants to punch in the mouth. He's also the guy that shuts down a generator in Ghostbusters. Peck, I think his name is in that, I don't know. Anyway, prick, this guy. Talking like a knobhead the whole time as well. With that done, we move on. Big hole in the wall. We want to go down there. Then when we jump down through the door and out the door, the guys will be following us down eventually, and then you just want to make your way to the lift area. Now this is where we get the second thing that comes up for gold levels, and that is making sure that you answer every question the right way and making sure that you select all the right things when you do evidence. If you want to have a go at this yourself, you're more than welcome, but obviously you need to be perfect. To get perfect, you want to select option 2, which is any officers in the area at the time of the call, and that will get you a certain response, and then she'll move on saying that she's found a noise of a train, and again, to give you the right perfect option, you want to select option number 2, which is there a train that passes near the hotel? And she says there is, and it passes by the north side, which then prompts you to go. And then it's straight away, it's a quick time event. As he tries to open the lift, he gives you a bit of fucking mouth, so you can't kill him. So if you want to shoot him in the back or try and kick him down the fucking shaft, you can try it. In any case, you wait for him to jump off the ladder, and then he'll tell you to jump. You'll get the prompt, jump in, and that didn't work out so well for you. So, as you knew was coming, quick time event at the bottom of the shaft, and then get out of the shaft sharpish, because shitloads of stuff drops down on top of you. That quick time event at the bottom of the shaft is one that people miss, so be careful, make sure you get it. And that is it for part 1. See you at part 2. Welcome to part 2 of the Preston Hotel. You've just dropped down the elevator shaft and are now on your own in the spooky ass hotel. But that's fine, because we've got a big fat shotgun. Well, I have, you haven't. Unless you are doing it on FPS mode, in which case, well done, you've got one too. Around here you've got a big fat guy, steroid addled bastard, looks like Max from Streets of Rage 2, so you're going to want to take him out, and then once he's dead you go past him, round the corner, and you'll see that double door there with the glass. That's where you're going to be going, but you can't go through there yet, so take a trip round here to the left to see the first emitter. Take that out, and then go the other way to find the second meth lab. There's also that locker there, first aid if you need it. I don't. As you go back, you see there's the door open that you walked past earlier. In this dining room there are 3 guys. One behind the column there. There'll be one that will come further back, and there'll be one that comes from behind you, and there's a baseball bat on the table if you need it. As you go forward, there's the first guy, and then the second guy runs from the back of the room, and if you spin round, the guy will be coming round from behind you, and then the room's nice and clear, and you can carry on up onto the stage of the dining room and through the door. And there's just a little checkpoint so you know where you're meant to be. We go through the door. As you go around the corner here, you'll see some double doors to the outside. That's where we're going. Outside there are a crap load of bums. I mentioned Streets of Rage 2 before, and it's pretty much Streets of Rage out here. There's a shotgun there on the stairs, and there's also a locker that I walked completely past because I'm a dick. But I'll go back and show you because I do remember just before I go up there. It also has another gun in it and some first aid kits, so once you've run out of the shotgun you can come back and get that one, because believe me, you'll need it. Because up here you have 3 guys with guns. One has a shotgun, one has a pistol, and one has like an Ingram M10 type weapon. You're going to want to take the shotgun guy out sharpish. What you can do, I mean I didn't because I've got infinite ammo in a shotgun, but what you can do is let them beat on each other for as long as they will, because they will pound on each other for a bit first, and then once enough of them have killed each other, then you can climb the stairs and finish off the rest. In any case, when you're done, the guy drops from the body. There is a emitter right above the door. You want to take that out. There's bricks to the left if you need them. Now, as you go through the door, you'll get another quick time response, so be ready. And there it is. Coming, there it is. And then we go round and we have a first crime scene. You have to get perfect on the crime scene, just like when they're asking the questions. So, the first thing you'll want to do is identify who this is. So you zoom in on the face to identify it's an adult male. You identify his jacket, so make sure it's a police uniform, and then you identify the badge near his hand for police badge number 46. Submit all that and you'll get the perfect. Then we have to do cause of death, and you can see the big hole in his back, so he's obviously been shot. And then for that we select first option is torso, second option is gunshot wound, and the third option is exit wound, and then you get the perfect. And then finally we have to see, is this where he died? So to do that we get out the UV light, not the spectrometer like I do, mug. There we go, swap them over, dicklom. Zoom in on that and you'll see a blood trail, and also that he's crawled, because you can see his handprints all the way down either side of the blood trail.
Okay, it's coming through now. The blood trail suggests the victim crawled to this location, then died.
And once we've done that, we follow the trail. I'll show you the trail. There it goes, UV light. You can keep getting out your UV light if you can't see it, but you can just about see it when you shine a torch on it. Instead of following the trail to the left, you do a right to door number 106. We open that and move inside. There'll be a guy in the bathroom. Take him out because he's got a pistol, so you might be able to grab that if you've run out of weaponry from the bum fight. And then there's a radio, so we can listen to fucking bad voice actors telling us that the streets are unsafe, like we didn't know already. And eventually they'll stop talking. Yawn, yawn, sun, moon, sun, moon, sun, moon. There's a first aid kit next to the radio if you need it. In any of these rooms, if you do run low on health, I haven't been going in all the rooms, obviously, because I'm just showing you where the stuff is. But if you go in most of the rooms, some of them, in their bathrooms, they have a medicine cabinet above the mirror, behind the mirror, above the sink, and that you'll be able to get stuff from that. Go through here, and there'll be a guy that will come out from that corner. I forgot he was going to come out because I saw the other geezer getting up, and I got a bit anticipated. But he is round at this corner as you come through that broken bit of wall. So we carry on going into the next room, and then out of the door of the next room and into the corridor again, following the blood trail. And then we keep following the blood trail. Blood trail turns off to the left here, but we want to carry on straight on and go through the big open hole in the wall. There's one of those mirrors I was telling you about above the thing. There's a couple of guys here. Oh, a guy. Take him down. And then move through the back of the room to find another emitter up on the wall there. Once you've got that, you can go back out into the corridor. And then you carry on going away from the blood trail, and you'll see a plain wall. Now a guy is going to run out of those. It's going to be one of those Max from Streets of Rage 2 guys. Take him down, and then go into the room to find another television where we can watch that stupid bitch chat about the riots. Yawn, yawn, yawn. She's like a cross between Princess Di and fucking Tasha Yar from Star Trek Next Generation, except with a shit voice. I never understand it. Never understand it. You get all this game right, and then you employ some fucking divvy bitch to fucking do a really horrific voice acting over the top. He's not got a bad voice, this guy, but he is annoying, and I just don't like him, and I wish we could meet him, and he was one of the people that was strung up and had his guts hanging out and shit. That'd have been kind of sick, but also kind of awesome. Anyway, we go back to the blood trail now. Once you've done that television, all the way back to the blood trail, and where it arcs off. And there it goes, and we follow it again. Keep on going, and there is a crazy naked guy at the end of the corridor. Take him out before he takes you out. There's a radio on the left doing police frequency crap, but you don't need any of that. You just go through the door with a glass window, and we've got another study evidence thing. And to get perfect on this, there's only two options. One of them is outward splatter. As you can see, it's obviously outward splatter, and it obviously means that he fell from above. And there's a big hole in the ceiling, just in case you... There you go, see? And then we go to the elevator, press the button, open up, and we're on our way to the end of part 2 of the rant. This is all automated, so you don't have to do anything. And you get up to a door, and there'll be a conversation between Norbed and your helper, and that is the end of part 2. See you in part 3. Hello and welcome to part 3 of the Preston Hotel Guide, the gold level guide for Condemned 2, from me, the ranting monkey. You want to do a left as you go out the door. Whatever you do, do not go in that room, because the couch on your right here will be pushed down and a load of geezers will come and shoot you, and it's just a massive pain in the arse, and there's no reason to go in there, so there's no need. You'll see me darting backwards and forwards in this. It's because it's confusing as hell, this bit, which is why you're using the guide, I should imagine. Go straight past those double doors. You can go... Oh, you want to take this guy out, because otherwise he'll come round behind you. He doesn't sit in the room waiting for you to come in. If you go past his room, he'll come round and bat you in the back of the head. As I was going to say, you can go straight down here to the meth lab, but there's a load of geezers that way, so if you go up here, shoot the meth lab through the window, when the meth lab blows up, it kills all the geezers as well. Bonus. Continue on. The light does a scary effect, and then Max comes running down at you, and you have to take him out again. Once he's dead, we can continue on following the blood trail to the end of the corridor. Hang a left, keep on going to room 208. Just to confirm, there we go, 208. You've got a locker in front of you, which has got first aid kits, like they do, and then on the right, as you saw, is a TV. So let's tune in and see what dog shit news has for us today. Oh look, it's a guy and he's decided to go on the streets. He's going to join us in the merriment. Why do people continue? I'll tell you what, if this shit was happening in my town, I'd be moving, I'd be on the phone to the rental company. Let me out anywhere other than here, please, somewhere in the country. Once you've done that, go back out the way you came and continue on your blood trail path. We've got another door. We don't need to go in that one, we need to go in here. And this is just a confirmation of what you need to get. A little naked man runs past. You can kill him as he runs past, but I wasn't quick enough there, and you won't see him again. He's gone. Now when you go down this area, there is there is a geezer right in front of you and a geezer right behind you. As he pops out from the corner, the other geezer will try and trap you in there. So without a gun, the best way to do it is to run past the first geezer, so that they're both the same position, and then the one who's behind the first geezer will kill you. As you go past that blue couch, past that room number, you'll see a movable panel. In there is the secret final meth lab, nice and hidden, to try to stop you getting your gold level. So right after you fight those two geezers that get you in the Russian pincer movement, you do a right past that blue couch that's standing up, and then you move the board, and that's your final meth lab. Then you carry on past that and you find another crime scene, and this is where he actually died, and you can see from the gunshot wound on the door, exit wound on the door, and a police hat. And then she'll tell you to go in the room, which is room 212. Once you go into the room, you'll see a hole in the floor and there'll be a quick time response, so be ready for that. And there it is, as you see Van Horn on the floor. Remember those eyes from the first game? And there we get a crime scene, and we have to find out, or we don't, we have to find out what the room number is. You can look at the key, but it doesn't tell you anything. It just says a 1 with the rest scratched out. So we can go to the door. Door doesn't tell us anything either, but it does tell us it's 1, 1 and either a 6 or a 9. So we go down to the next door along, and that's door 121, so it must be door 119. Either that or their layout's ridiculous. So we select 119 and we get the perfect, and they say they're on their way, we're not allowed to touch nothing. So we go back in and she asks us to take a few photos, and I keep pressing the wrong buttons, so I end up pottering about. But if you get one focused photo of his chest and one focused photo of his head, and that, my friend, is gold level Preston. Check back soon and I'll have gold level tracks, because I've already done it, just got to do the voice. Peace out, leave a comment.
Receiving second image. Good work.
Hello and welcome to level 3, the commuter tracks. This is the gold level guide for Condemned 2 by me, the Ranting Monkey. When you start off here, you'll hear some chat in the background, and you'll have a quick time event that you'll have to respond to. There it is. And then you just move over the plank and into the building. Don't wait around for all the crap to happen. There's a emitter on this first wall. take that out, and then down this corridor, thanks to my flashlight we can see it now, a radio where you'll hear Divvy Bitch doing some comment about the emergency frequency and her telling them to get off the streets, blah 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 blah. Lasts fucking forever. Finally it ends, and you can turn around, go back down the corridor and take the other door, and then take the furthest left and you'll find a meth lab. Get rid of that. There's only 2 on this level, and then we move through this broken wall, and there's the mannequin from the first game. It scared the shit out of you back then, and if you don't know what's coming, it scares the shit out of you again. And there they all are, following you. Weird. Then we move on into the stairwell and up the stairs. Don't come up here, or what? Door and a chair in the way, kick that out of the way. Didn't do a very good job. Can't get in the bleeding door. Kick it out of the bucket. Get out of the way. Ta-da. Right. Now we move down the corridor. There's an angry man runs away from you. One of those maximum Streets of Rage 2 guys. We go into the room. There is a locker on the right with some first aid kits if you need them. There's that steroid geezer again. If we do a left here, you can catch him. He'll come round the corner and you can take him out. There he is. Down you go, son. One more. Lay down. Don't get back up again. Look through to the left. You can kick that chair out of the way, which opens up that door. But before we do that, we want to move around here, take out the meth lab and go through here and get the other antenna. And that will be all of the antennas. That's all of them done. There was only 2 on this level. It's quite a short level, which is only this why this is not part 1 of 2 or part 1 of 3. It's just 1 of 1 because it's quite short. And as you can see there, 1 emitter so far. All the antennas. Well, this will give you all the antennas. And Tony Rhodes is out on the streets apparently like a plum. I'd rather go to Baghdad than be trawling around these streets. At least there you're allowed to wear helmets and stuff. All these people running away from the fire. Oh no, we're under fire. Help. Oh, what has happened? I don't understand. Is he alright? Who gives a shit? And finally it ends. We can go back the way we came. All the way back through. All the way around to that door that was blocked by the chair that we saw earlier. Down the corridor, open the door. There's a baseball bat there if you need it. I don't, I've got a 2-barrel shotgun. Up the stairs, through the door. Another emitter is in the area, but before we go in here, there's a guy on the right, comes out of that door. Take him down. There's another guy on the left. I was waiting for him to come round, but he didn't. Then he decided to come down while I was reloading. Get on the floor, you bastard. And then we go through here to find the emitter on the wall, and that's everything from this building. Now we have to go outside, jump on the zip line. All you should have left now is 1 emitter and 2 responses, and they'll come in quick succession after the next building. Bit of Indiana Jones across the zip line. Take this guy out because he's got a gun and he will hurt you. There's another guy, or a couple of guys out in the streets that have got guns. You can wait here until the train crashes. And they'll take out all the guys on the tracks. Or you can do what I did and just run out and start blowing them up. And then the train will come along and finish them off. Move the board out of the way and get down there. Now that fence panel there will disappear in a minute, but first you have to go and activate this quick time response over here. You'll notice I took out the emitter when I was looking at the fence, and that's all the emitters. And then once that quick time event has been triggered, next guy that comes out on that balcony will knock the fence down. There he goes. The fence is down and you're on your way. You can take out the emitter now if you hadn't taken it out before. I already have. And there's the last quick time event. As you approach him, and then you climb the ladder, go across the board. There'll be one guy here who'll jump down in front of me. I had one guy following me. He shouldn't follow you on your game, but just in case, be careful. And then you take him out, move around here, climb up the board, fall through the window, and that's this level done. Easiest level in the game to find all the stuff. Hope that helped. Move on to level 4. Hello and welcome to the Condemned Do Gold Level Guide for Level 4, the Doll Factory. Creepiest fucking level in the game. Scary as balls. First thing you'll have to do is identify where you are, look at the poster on the wall, walk up, dolls and toys. Job done, let's move on. Through the door, down the dark ass stairway, and into a big factory room. The next thing you'll have to do is decipher where you are in the actual factory. So if you run over to this back wall, you'll see a poster on the wall that describes the Type A and Type B mixing tanks. One has a tube coming out the top, one has a tube coming out the side. Those are the differences, and you can walk around and work out which is which. The first two are settling tanks, the rest are mixing tanks. I hate this level because of all the little dollies that run around scaring the balls off you. If you pick one up and hold the L button, it moves around and just fucking disturbing. And you go up here, you can see the clown woman for the first time, and then you go around the corner to the control panel, but it's locked, so you have to go to the manager's office, which is further round, to find the combination which you writ on the wall in luminous colours. So you whack out the UV, and there's your code 172310. You can just enter it straight away, you don't have to go and look for it, and you'll still get the perfects, but I thought I'd show it to you just in case you wanted to know where it was. Do the thing yourself. What you want to do once you've entered the combination 172310 is you want to press the button to open the door and not run down there like I will now, like an absolute fucking pleb. Totally forgot I had to press the button, done the combination, ran down the stairs, out of breath, need to get on the old treadmills, and I get down there, there's no babies coming out. What's going on? I don't quite understand. Look at me, looking around, totally perplexed. Oh yeah, I've not pressed the button. So back up I go. Along the catwalks to press the button. Sorry if I'm coughing, I've got a bit of peanut butter in my throat. And that's not a euphemism for anything else. I've just had peanut butter, that's all. Now the shutter's open. Yay, that's what we wanted. And you'll see the first little dollies. There's a little crawling quick little bastard that I don't kill until he gets right on top of me. There's a couple coming out of the shutter in front. You can blow them up with one shot. And there's one behind, again, blows up. If you haven't got the gun, the easiest way to kill these babies is to walk next to them, and then they stand up and do a little thing before they blow up, and then you can run away while they're doing that little thing. Quick time event coming up as you go through this door. It just came up, you didn't see it, but you have to pause it quite quick, because I hit it quite quickly there because I thought I was going in the door. But that's where it is anyway, so that's one of your quick time responses gone, and then you make your way through here to the air vent where you crawl out. Go through this stinky vent, and you come out in a room with a radio, and it's Nobby McPosh voice interviewing a tramp outside who apparently saw a walking baby. We already know all about them, so it would have been better if you found this radio before you saw the walking babies, because then you would have been like, what the fuck? But we've already seen them. We know that there's scary walking babies in here. Yawn, 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 yawn. Goes on forever. Fast forward, fast forward. And we go through the door. Fire. Beware of fire. It really, 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 really fucking hurts. So hug the opposite walls. 2 geezers round the corner here. Kill them. You can go back off round the corner and kick them in the fire. That usually does the trick real good. This is a nice tight little corridor to get yourself through without burning yourself. Once you're through, first aid kits on the wall if you need them from those 2 guys, and then the factory floor. I'm going to do this bit quick, so pay attention. You run down here and there is a flap along the left hand side of the conveyor belt. You lift it up. Once you've lifted it up, you close it behind you, and then you go through the one on the opposite side, exactly the same again, and then you press a button to start the conveyor belt. Now the reason I did that quickly is because if you don't, you have constantly respawning little dolls, and they explode and they hurt, and on FPS and hard mode they will kill you quite quickly. Once the box comes round, it will block the fire and you can go through and you're on your way. Now that is the way we want to go, but not just yet, because if we go the other way in this box baby nightmare, we will find another emitter, or the first emitter. Take that out and you'll see babies coming at you from all sides, so run straight down the middle and let them blow themselves up in your wake. There'll be a guy in this room, take him out, and try and do it quickly, because otherwise you'll have a baby come from the factory floor that you've just left. So get in and close the door, because babies can't open doors. It's a child-proof factory apparently. Once you've done that, back of the room for a television. City News from Dimlow. She chats on again for ages, gets some quotes from the police apparently. She assures everyone that the public are safe, which they're not, when they're doing everything they can, which they are not. Yawn, get on with it, love. No one cares. Doesn't she look like one of those little aliens from Perfect Dark Zero? Well, not Perfect Dark Zero, Perfect Dark, the original one. Anyway, once that's done, we go through the door. Fire, more fire. Watch out, because there's a geezer comes through the wall who is on fire, and he really hurts. So take him out, and then there's a geezer comes from straight on as well. Take him out. And then to get rid of that fire, we can turn the valve, shuts the gas off, and that will slowly dissipate, and we can make our way upstairs to the maintenance guy office, where we can pick up a gas mask. Now this is quite critical. First off, you have to go around left here and blow up the tanks behind so that we can get through the door. You'll get a video response, quick time response as you walk in. To get the second quick time response, you have to follow his instructions and go and look in the filing cabinet for the masks. I know it's not in there, you know it's not in there, and it's in his desk, but you have to do that first, because that will bring up another quick time event as you saw there, and that's your third quick time event. Okay, so don't just go to the drawer and pick up the gas mask. When you do pick up the gas mask, the geezer will come from where you came from, so make sure you're ready to shoot him. And there he is. And there everything's nice and muffled and your vision's restricted. We can move on towards the end of the first part of this guide, and on to the second part where you meet the lollipop lady. We'll go and save the bum, and then we'll move on to part 2. Hello, bum. You're a dick. I wish I could shoot you in the face, but I can't. Welcome back, part 2. Say goodbye to the bum, move on, open the door, and we carry on through the level. Got some grate in here, we have to jump down. Everything basically behind you is blowing up, so you won't be able to go back and retrace your steps. So it's a good idea to be watching this guide, making sure that you know what's coming, what to look for. There is another emitter in the area, as you can see from the sign. Shoot those canisters to get that out of the way, and then we're moving through. And round by the emitter, which is basically at the end of this passage where the fire is, a bunch of babies are going to come out of that little cupboard door. I think there's 2, but you shoot one, it kills the other one, and it also blows up the emitter. As you can see, the emitter's now gone, just leaving a scorched patch. And we can move back to the ladder. There's actually a vent up, not a vent, there's a guy down here on the left, so you want to shoot him as he comes out, on the right even. There's a valve up on the top there, but I want to show you what it does. So I've come down here first, and you can see there's a valve. Obviously there's gas kicking out over there, so we turn this valve here, and then that dissipates. And then when we go through, you see another one coming from up above. See? And that leads back to a valve that is up on the top floor. Now you can kick that valve off straight away when you're up there. You don't have to run around like I am. Just turn it off while you're up here getting the emitter, and you'll be fine. It's just on the left here, and there's your valve. Turn that off and you can go. Gone. See, off we go through. Guy burning on the right, shoot him down, and there'll be another one that comes down this corridor, so take him out as well, and then the corridor will explode behind you like that, so you can't go back. And you are now in the first real boss fight of the game, which is, and it's only part 1 of the boss as well, because you can't kill her here, and it's the lollipop lady that we saw dancing behind the window in part 1. Here she comes, playing around on the scaffolding. Because I've got it on first person shooter mode, I'll just shoot the crap out of her. 2 full clips should do it. Lovely. Or 2 full barrels I should say. And she'll run off, and then she goes up the top. When she's down here fighting you, she has a lollipop stick that's kind of got a serrated blade as the lollipop bit. And when she drops out, you know she's going to run off. And then she goes up here, and there's a crate of babies at each end, which she throws down at you, and she can throw them everywhere on the map. There's nowhere you can hide, so just make sure that you're not there when they explode, because it gives you a little bit of time. And to kill her when she's up there, you have a crate of babies round here that you can throw back at her. Just make sure you time it so that they land or blow up when she gets to that side of the catwalk. Anyway, once she's gone, we move up the catwalk here and into the next area, where we will have another guy run out from our left as we go around the corner. There's a locker there with some first aid in case you were injured during that last battle. Guy comes out of the left up here, through the fire, and then another one comes from straight on. So we want to take that guy out and then aim to take that guy out. And we move on and we get to the lift. Now we've got a another search, and this will be, where are you at? Now you can come over to here and it says shaft 4C, but that's not the one you want. You want to come over here to where it says service elevator 3B, and that will get you the perfect. If you use 4C, it'll only get good, which isn't good enough. Go up the stairs here and you'll see an emitter on the far wall. Once you shoot it, a guy will come from round the corner, so take it out and then take aim and take him down as well. That is a difficult to get emitter, so be careful, because if you miss, obviously you can't run through the fire to get to the area. Now we've got another little puzzle. We can see there that the 3 wires are connected: bare wire, black thick wire, and then stripy wire. I had a bit of trouble the first time I did this because I thought it was a white wire, but it's not, it's bare. So number 1 is a bare wire, number 2 is thick wire, and number 3 striped wire. And they'll get the lift started again, but it'll only go a little way before the fucking fuse blows. This is like the lift at work, because our lift keeps fucking up as well, and since I'm the maintenance guy there, it's probably my fault most of the time, but I'm too busy playing Condemned 2 to care and doing these videos on YouTube when I should be working. So anyway, once the fuse is blown, you climb out of the roof and then exit onto the stairs, and you want to go round to the left where a guy will run at you, shoot him, and you move on round to the burning area with the logs, and we duck under that and into the room on the right where there'll be first aid kits if you need them, because the boss fight is coming up, and the fuse on the desk. We take the fuse, head back towards the elevator. There's a baby walking towards us. You don't have to worry about that. She will blow up, taking out half the flooring with you. As you duck under, you will fall through the floor, and it'll be part 2 of the Lollipop Girl boss fight. And there she is. She's going to come down and start running around and smacking you about. But it doesn't matter, because I've got a gun, a 38 caliber pistol that I'm going to unload on her, and then there you go, one shot in the head and she's down. And once she's dead, you climb under this beam, go back up to the lift, jump in, replace the fuse, job done. Everyone's happy because we've got gold level on the scariest part of the game, and we can move on to a nice safe office area where nothing will scare us, surely. Leave a comment, rate it, subscribe. I'll speak to you later. Hello and welcome to level 5 of the Condemned 2 walkthrough. This is the SCU building, and straight away there is a quick time response. There it is. And then once she's finished chatting away, you can turn around and grab the antenna on this radio, fiddle about with that until we get a signal, and then listen to some geezer talking crazy about some black tar stuff that's hanging on walls. Whatever is he going on about? Come on, hurry up. She wants us to go and lay on the table, but we won't do that straight away. When this radio broadcast eventually finishes, why not tune in to some sport or something? Get the scores. Always trying to find out the news. Blimey, this is a long one. And eventually it ends. You turn around and go over to the photos, or the x-rays, and take a photo of them. Make sure you get all 4 of them in and in focus, and that'll get you the photo. And then once you've done that, you can go and lay on a table. As you're being pushed in, get ready, because you get 2 quick time responses in here, one after the other.
Okay, I'm gonna take a few shots. Try not to move.
The first one is coming up now. There's one. and there's 2. In the first half of the mission from here out, there are only responses. You don't have to worry about radios or emitters or anything else, just responses. And obviously there's a second photograph, a second X-ray of your photograph near the end of this first half. There's a fourth response as you come out the doors. There's another one as you go through here. That's 5. Turn back, go towards the elevator. All of these side rooms have got absolutely nothing in them, which is why I'm not going in them. Elevator opens on its own, some papers drop on the floor, ooh, scary. And then the lights go out and then vision becomes a nightmare. I can't attest to the quality of this video because I haven't even watched it yet, but it could be bad because this is just a horrific part of the game. This is probably the worst level to play. It's just you can't see what the fuck you're doing. It's all blurry. It keeps going from green to purple hues. But we'll live with it while I'm trying to get you through this guide. Go through this big lab area. Kind of lab area, I guess, office maybe. Everyone's obviously gone to Pizza Hut. No one's in the building. We carry on down here towards the lockers. Turn right. More flashing and cutscene type stuff. And we come through again. Keep going through. A thing will appear in front of you after this little bit. You see all those sacks hanging. Van Horn's body disappears, and as you go forward, a thing will attack you. There's nothing you can do about it, but it disappears, so you don't have to fight back. Carry on through the room. You can go all around searching if you like, but nothing is here. We carry on straight down. That door shuts. The path is directly behind us, but I always run up here. No matter how many times I play it, try to go in the men's, and the door slams in your face. Obviously someone doesn't want you to see them applying something to their groinal region maybe. We carry on and we come to some offices, and this is where we will take the photograph of the X-rays in this big lit one. It's behind you. Take a photo of those 2 X-rays, and that's the optional side task done. And then as you come out of here, you'll go through another office, and then when you come out the other side, not this one, it all gets blurry down this corridor, but it will come back in a minute, so don't worry if you don't know where you're standing or where I'm standing. There we go. Comes back. We go through this office and you'll see Scary Masked Man flash up. When he does, you go straight across to that office with the double doors, and that'll be your 6th response. And then when you come out of here, go to the end of the big light room, and this will be your last response. That guy eventually will say something, you'll tell him you're alright. Then you pick up the guns and go through the next bit. There is absolutely nothing in the next bit until you wake up again after this dream type sequence. You wake up back with the black woman in the lab with the the CAT scan machine. So I'm going to leave this here, let you do that, scare the shit out of yourself, go straight through, and I'll meet you by the CAT scan machine. Hello and welcome back. Wasn't that a horrifically harrowing experience that scared the bejesus out of you? Well, we're back in the daytime now, and we've got to go and find some emitters and antennas. Not to mention 3 more responses. So here's the first radio just before we get into the elevator. We have a twid all around, and we find someone talking about the mayor who's attending the museum. I wonder why that's being mentioned. Not really. We stand around waiting again. Has anyone noticed why these offices are so empty? It's ridiculous. It's meant to be a massive government building. I know there's riots and crap going on, but there's people doing office work. Do all those officers with their their big butch burly muscles come in and start doing paperwork once they've been around shooting everyone in the face? I don't think they do. Take the elevator up. Long ass elevator ride. Listening to the music. Every time I hear elevator music now, I just think of Monkey Wrench by the Foo Fighters. But hey ho, we have a little dance in the elevator, waiting for it to go off. And we get up, and we do a left and go straight down towards that office. And we will find the one and only emitter on this level, and it's behind that photo frame behind the desk. You'll have to punch it because there's nothing about to throw at it, but you should have plenty of life, so it's not too big of an issue. And then from there, straight to Ferrell's office. Wasn't Ferrell in Visionaries? Oh, anyway. Before you go in, on the right, radio behind the secretary's desk, because she sits there listening to classic FM, or she probably listens to the talk shows. My wife slept with my sister. Type things. She may not, I'm just generalising. And once the radio's finished, another one about the mayor. And once this one's done, we go in, and then we have the last 3 responses, and we have to get 6 perfect ratings from answering questions from Ferrell, who is quizzing us. Oh, what a fucking goal. Sorry. I've got Man United versus Arsenal on in the background, and Hargreaves has just curled one in the corner. Lovely stuff. Quick time response straight away as you walk in. There it is. Turn round and sit in the chair. And there we go. And then once you sit down in the chair, we get one more quick time response, which will be number 9, if you're keeping count. Ready as I'll ever be. Right, then you have to answer the questions. If you want to get rid of this video now, then it's number 2, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 1, and then number 3. And then to finish off, you just make sure you do the quick time response in between the 3rd and 4th question, and that will be the end of it. That will bring you 100% gold level on this level, and we can all move on to the museum. I hope this helped. Thanks for watching. Rate, suggest, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel you need to do. Peace.
I need you to help us fill in the blanks. Let's continue. Where were you when the helicopter arrived?
I was in an apartment complex next door.
Explain what happened once Van Horn was secured.
The helicopter started taking fire.
Who ordered the pilot to leave the team behind?
Dorland.
Now, this next question is very important, Mr. Thomas. Why did the team split up?
Look, let's stop holding hands like a couple of fucking girls. I know, all right? You didn't want me to come back. Dorland made that perfectly clear.
Hello and welcome to the Condemned Guide for Level 6, the City Museum. You start off at a crime scene, as you can see, and you've got the old man cop who's been around the block a couple of times, and he don't give a shit about the old mayor and all that. The first thing you got to do is find out where the crime scene occurred, and we whack on the UV light and we can see the tyre tracks lead to a door. Zoom in and we get the option trail to door, and then we've got a quick time event coming up where the guy says you're not allowed in there, and he says don't mean dick to me, because we're hard, because we're fucking Ethan, we don't give a shit. And there it is. And the old boy goes, yeah, you're right, fuck the government, fuck the man, I'll help you in. And he gives you a boost. And then you're inside the warehouse. What you can do is follow the tracks of the wheelbarrow, but the easiest way to do this first bit, avoiding all the guards, another quick time event, and that's Rosa talking to you now. You go through here, and instead of going straight on to where the guards are following the tracks, you do a right here, and we just go straight past them. And they're sitting there having a little conversation about some such horse shit no one cares about, and we just carry on straight past to the area where the crime scene did occur, and then we get a load more perfects and responses that we have to come up with. First thing we have to do is the quick time response, and then we need to take a picture of the murder weapon, supposed murder weapon. Eventually, after she finishes chatting about serial killer X and all that shit, first thing she does is have a chat to you, and you've got to come up with the right answers. And it goes on for fucking ages. I'm going to sip my tea while I'm waiting for this crap to get on with it. First thing you have to do is ask about fingerprints. On this sheet we ask about fingerprints, and she tells us that it does, and it relates to Van Horn. Not the old Van Wilder, young Van Wilder, the SKX geezer. Serial killer X, that prick. The guy from the first game. The little stain. And then you say, did Leyland nurse his nephew back to health? And she says that is the most likely scenario. Then once you've done that, we can start taking pictures. As long as you get it in focus, that's all it needs to get the perfect achievement. So we can whip out the old camera, take a picture of the blade, and then she asks you to take a picture of the handle. You'll notice as you're taking the picture there's some fingerprints. You can see them there, just on the right. There we go. I'm not standing at the right angle, so I just need to switch it around. There we go. Nice picture of that. And then once you've done that, we get a little more conversation. And she says something about the blade being medieval, which it is, being in a museum that's displaying medieval stuff. And we say, what about the saw? You said it looks medieval, and she tells you that there's an exhibition and so of the tools from medieval times, so we're going on a hunt for that. But before we get there, there's a couple of cameras. There's 3 cameras in all, one pointing away, one pointing towards you, and one pointing back towards the crime scene. You want to zoom in on the one that's pointing towards the crime scene, which is 1501, and she'll tell you that it has been recording. So if we can find the security office, we might be able to have a look. So we climb over here, and it tells you to creep round here, but it makes absolutely no difference whatsoever whether you creep or run, because you can see I'm not creeping at all. I'm just moving as regular as you like through this bit, round the corner, and then we drop down a hole. And when we do drop down the hole, we see a television, but we don't want to get it yet because there is a guard around the corner, and if we start fiddling with the aerial, he hears us. So we sneak up on him, put our weapon away, give him a choke, because we are not allowed to kill any guards. That is a secondary task. If you kill a guard, you don't get perfect, and then you don't get gold. We can come back and have a little look at the old television now, and there she is, old divvy bitch, talking about the mayor being dead. But we already know that because we've just seen her half severed body. There's the old guy. You ain't coming in here, love. I'll smack you in the teeth. You and your stupid accent. And that shows you up there. We've got, this will be the first antenna, and we've got 3 responses gone already. Then we move through here and down towards the CCTV room. On the right here, you've got a locker room with a guy in it. As long as you don't open that door, he won't be disturbed, so you leave him where he is. There's no point in alerting guys because you can't kill him. So we want to look at footage for 1501, which is the 4th one down, and then you'll see him cutting up the body with the saw quite graphically. You don't have to stand and watch that. You can do if you want when you're playing it through. I'm going to get on with the game. And then we go through the door. I'm just waiting for her to give confirmation, and there it is. And then I will move on through the door. And we see a few guys pushing over a stand. They all run off. You don't have to worry about them. There is a guy that is waiting for you round to the right though, so you're going to want to make sure you take him out. The git. And there he is. Goodbye. And there's another geezer that runs up the stairs here. I actually catch him with a couple of bullets, but you can just let him run up there. He runs away from you, he doesn't come at you. And then you'll see a plaque on the wall, and you will give her the area for tools, which is 13A. It's the 3rd selection. Submit that, and that's your perfect. You go and look for that medieval sword, remember, so tools is where you want to go. We go up the stairs, and there is another guard. You can sneak up behind him, put the weapon away, and give him, you want to get him before he gets on that glass though, because that makes a noise when you stand on it. Grab him from behind and then lay him down, and we can go and get the last telly that's in the game. Give that a fiddle until we get a picture. And now she's going on about, and they're talking about the looters now, all the people trying to thieve money. And they're running off with precious artifacts, which, you know, if all things being the same, and I was in that situation, the poor man that I am now, I might do just the same. Nice to see Isaac Hayes is still alive with his beard. He's lost his hat, but there he is. He's finished recording his South Park episode, and now he's chatting up the camera. Man, actually, it's not a woman, is it? It's Tony Rhodes. And that's where we'll end part 1. Move on to part 2. Welcome back. We have just finished that second telly, the last telly, here on the museum part 2 guide for getting gold level 1 Condemned 2 by me, Monkey Ranting. The next thing that we'll come across is an emitter up here on the left. Take that out from up here, and we carry on going through into another area with a few guys. All of these cabinets can be smashed and broken to get yourself weapons and various implements to slap people about with, so if you're not doing it on FPS mode, or it's your first playthrough, etc, etc, that's your best bet, smashing shit up and getting the weapons. Now there's a load of guys in here, criminals, and there's also 2 guards, so the best thing you can do is run over to the right here. That guy was a bit over anxious. Run over to the right and you'll alert a guard, he'll come running out, and then just leg it up the back, dodging everyone else, and let them all fight each other. Piss off. And you'll see I'll spin round and everyone's fighting everyone else, so I can move on happily. and go to the first of the optional tasks, which is taking photos of these statues. There's 3 statues in all, and you've got to take a picture of the close-up of the face, the little grill thing, because that's obviously what the Oro have done to themselves. They have all that iron shit in their face, which is why you saw it in that brick guy at the beginning, whose name escapes me now. There's another emitter up there. Looks like I took it out there, but I didn't, and then as I get closer it hurts, and I see my beacon go off again, so I'm like, oh, I didn't get it. So make sure you do get them. There you go. Taking that out, and then you want to go upstairs. Now there's 2 ways you can go upstairs. You can go round here and up them stairs, but that puts you right in the middle kind of the upstairs area, so the best bet is to go back round the other way. Obviously once everyone's finished fighting everyone else, the winner will come for you, and the winners you generally, I mean every time I've played it, the winner has been a thug. So anyway, there's your checklist so far. 2 out of 3 emitters, 2 out of 2 tellies, 3 out of 4 responses, and 1 out of 3 statues. No guards killed. You don't have to fight either of them, although I have a feeling that you're going to want to kill this guy once he's finished off the guard. Those big armoured guys with the massive axes tend to do a lot of damage, so be careful. We've got another statue out here, but first we have an emitter. You can just see it above the wall there. It's a long distance. There's a pile of bricks for you to throw at it, but I've got a gun, so there you go. And then the statue, there's only one of these 3 statues is an Oro, so we go and take a picture of that. Another metal grill face. Eventually, there we go. Close up. And this was where I was going to stop it again, but I decided to carry on because I knew there wasn't that much left of the level. So, excuse the pause screen, and we're back. Now we continue on. There's only one way to go up here at the moment, so we run over here and then get attacked by Kubrick's the birds. They're all going a bit fucking mental, which is odd. But we can carry on and we find another crime scene. Shitloads of blood. Always notes a crime scene in this game. She'll want you to take a picture of the metal stuff on the table. Just make sure it's in focus. Then she wants a sample of the blood, which is easy enough. Just highlight zoom in on the blood, and then she wants a sample of the metal. Do the exact same thing. And then we get some questions. Question time. And I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. First off, it's a load of storytelling chat. A lot of the crime scenes are storytelling chat. You don't have to do them, but when you do, you find out a lot more about the Oro and quite why everyone's going a bit mental, and why the mayor was killed and why other people were killed. Which is good. It creates a story. It tells you, explains some shit. It's fucking a nice peaceful. Oh, here's the first one. Sorry. Any evidence of metal pieces found that came from inside the mare is the option you want on that one. And she goes into it. Yeah, she had metal bits inside her, drilled into her bones and shit, which is fucked up. And there's a quick time response right after, where she says something about a secret that the mayor has. Notice all the eyes on the wall. That's how you can tell it's a serial killer X fucking crime scene. And we move back outside. There's a geezer around the side of this box, so we'll shoot him in the fucking head. Yeah, you can't surprise me, bitch. And then that geezer threw a brick at me to get. So we'll take him out as well. Not that I wouldn't have anyway, but bastard. I've forgotten what I was saying then. I was saying something really important, but I ain't gonna go back and listen, so whatever it was, if you want to know what my thoughts are, then you'll have to message me and remind me what the fuck I just said before that quick time response was about to appear, and everything else that happened. Let the guard run up the stairs here and let the thug chase him, because then you can he can kill off the guard and get him out of the way. Because if they kill the guard, it don't matter. It's just as long as you don't kill him, which is a bit twisted. But you're about to get set upon by a massive fucking geezer. Don't try and fight him, just leg it. This guy is one steroid-addled motherfucker. Attacking you with a massive battle axe. Haul ass! There's a geezer down here behind the last cabinet as well. You might want to run past him. I try and shoot him, but it doesn't generally work out too well, especially if you stop and the big guy. Down you go, son. No one makes it across. Now, there's a geezer around the corner to the right here, and there's a geezer straight on. If you can take out that geezer straight on, it helps. But you have to take out all 3 geezers before you can photograph the last statue. That bastard. There's one more geezer further on round the corner. You can see there's a statue here, and there's an SCU locker. If you need any first aid, which I did at the time. And then that's the statue you're going to photo, but first you've got to get this geezer around here, because it won't let you start up a crime scene if there's a geezer about to bludgeon you to death when you're taking photos. And there we go, zoom in. David fucking Bailey. Job done. That's all the optionals, all your responses, everything. Job done. Make sure you finish off the level without killing off any more guards, which is pretty easy because I don't think there's any more guards coming. All you've got is this giant fucking armour plated bitch who seems really, really hard. And the first time I fought him, I was there for about half an hour going, when is this fucker going to die? But when you know how to do it, it's really, really easy. There's an SCU locker there if you need it, but what you want to do is you want to wait for him to do his big over the fucking top swing, and then when he does, go round behind him and smack the bollocks off him like this, with the gun at seizure obviously, and he'll go down on his knees, and then when he does, you walk up and grab his fucking axe and fucking have his head. Ta-da, mate! And that's level 6. See you at level 7. Hello and welcome to level, I've forgotten, 7 is it? The Black Lake Lodge. This level is a colossal pain in the arse. You've got a quick time event coming up here when Feral starts speaking to you. So be ready for that. Yeah, colossal pain in the arse, because basically at one point we're going to have to go searching for a bunch of stuff and it's all over the place, so doing a guide for it is just nigh on impossible to show you a single route, because there are so many different ways you can take. Another quick time response as you walk up there. So what I will do is when I get to certain areas where these locations are, I stop and I look around, so you get an idea if there's like a number or a letter or anything near the room. That's how I'll give you the information. Anyway, there's only one route to the lodge, so we get there and then we come to an evidence scene, and then we have a chunk. That is an arm, as you can blatantly see, and then she asks you when it was that it left, and it's got one of those watches on it that dies when the person dies. It's one of those pulse watches. So if you collect the watch, you can see on it is between February 23rd and February 24th. So it's just gone midnight. So it's 003 February 24th. And then she asks you to collect a bit of evidence, so don't run off like I am now, like an absolute cockslapper. Look, knobhead. Go back and get the fucking sample, you penis. Make sure you stay there and actually collect the sample. Save you a bit of time. Lovely. And then we get a little bit of chat where we can have some conversation about why this arm is laying on the fucking ground in the middle of the snow when there's meant to be no one here, deserted, I'm the only person here. What the fuck is going on? Sons of bitches. Like I said, there's only one route to the lodge, so we just keep following it. We get the emitter come up. That's not showing us that there is an emitter nearby. That is showing us you're meant to whip it out so you can find directions to the lodge. It's pretty simple. You go round this first bit, up that hill. I get stuck on the low bit, but if you go up the hill and then straight ahead, that's the exit. But I do a right because I'm a knowhead. You want to go down there. If you go round here, there's a dead end. And you just keep taking this route until eventually you'll come to the lodge. It's a long ass trek, bit of story. Nice and peaceful. You don't have to worry about people jumping out on you and shit. Then we get another bout of her chatting to you, and this time when she tells us what she found on the arm. And one of the things she found is that whatever it was dehydrating. So you say dehydration? What, in all this snow? Are they mental? It's all water, don't they know? So there's something going wrong there. But anyway, that's another perfect, and onwards we move. Still following the single path. You can hear growling and shit around you. Is it wolves? She's talking about rabies. It could be wolves. So we move on. You jump down here. You know you ain't coming back after you do. Big old shadow up there. Whatever could it be? It's on all fours. It's rabid. And then we approach the lodge. We go inside and we find a dead man with his arm missing. So there's the man that belongs to the arm. We have a look at him and he is definitely a male. He is an SCU geezer, and if we check his wallet, which is over here in his pocket, we can find out his name is D. Payant. Select all three of them and we get another perfect. Onwards we trek. We move through, quick time response. Move through the building. All the way through the basement. It's a long ass trek. There's certain stuff going on around you, noises that you can't hear because I'm talking over them and I'm more important. And I'm an egotistical prick, so listen to me, don't listen to the noises. I'm just kidding. Yeah, this just all atmospheric and spooky, but there is absolutely no danger running around this basement area. Something just ran across there. What was it? Was it a wolf? We'll soon find out. Go up here, see a guy laying on the ground in half. That's not a good sign. And then we go up these stairs. We pass by a hole in the wall and we hear some horrible noises. Wrong way in, turn round, knobhead. There we go. Another set of stairs, another big hole, and this time we can look. And what are we facing? A fucking bear. A rabid bear at that. That bear will kill you if it touches you. Do not touch it. Do not think you can kill it, get past it, or anything. It will fuck you up. We're about to drop into its fucking home. So if we turn round, the bear comes from the right, and we have to haul arse. Now, I could have shown you the bear, but it would have used up valuable seconds. So I am just going to do one, and it is, believe me, it's behind you, very fucking closely behind you. So make sure you got a full fucking lung full of breath, and then just do one, holding the LB button until you get into this room on the right. Don't go any further on, it's a dead end, you'll die. And get in that hole and wait, and the bear will fucking eventually come ploughing into the wall like that, and then he comes through that other wall there, because at the moment you're blocked in and you've got nowhere to go, and he frees up a little bit of room for you, scaring the shit out of you. So we move through the room, go anywhere near those stairs and he'll turn up again, so don't go near them just yet. You want to do a left into the kitchen area where we find TV number 1. Now, what I will point out, while fucking divvy bitch is talking about some fucking more cock shit that we don't care about, if you die before you hit a save point, anything you've got, TVs, emitters, blah blah blah, they all come back. So, and this is the level I learnt that, because in a minute the bear chases you again, and if the bear kills you, you have to come back and get this TV again. If you don't, you miss it. Okay? Hope that explains it. There you go, you can see what we've got going on so far. This will be the first antenna. We've got 3 of 6 responses. There's no emitters at all on this level, which is fucking brilliant. And obviously you've got a load of perfects to get, load of crime scenes to explore. Still talking about bits of metal that we found in the museum. Something that's been super created with brilliant science minds that no one could come up with, apparently. As soon as you sit on those stairs, you'll be chased by the bear, so just fucking run. And keep running. This one, you'll turn to the side to squeeze through there, and you'll see the bear. See? Big fucking thing coming at you. Rabid. Left here, left again, right again, and you through a little hole in the wall just as it comes round behind you. Yeah, you fucking big brown bastard. So, that's bear chase number 2 out of the way. Coming up to bear chase number 3. We push this wardrobe out of the way. Make sure you've got a full lung of oxygen, because you're running again. As soon as you step out into this corridor, run. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Get in this doorway and run to the right and push this wardrobe in front of the door. If you don't do that, you'll die. Simple as. You can't get all the way up to be up without the bear killing you, so don't even try. The quick time response there, pick up the gun once it allows you. You have to pick up that gun regardless of whether you've got a gun or not to activate this little scene, and the bear comes flying in, and as it reaches up, the geezer will say shoot, you shoot, and then we all go fucking for a trip out the window. And that is the end of part 1. I will see you all part 2, level 7. Peace. Part 2, where we are outside after being blown out of the window by the bear. We wake up to some voices, SCU voices screaming about us being on the property that our pretty much only buddy in the game just patched through. Got a quick time response at the end of all the discussion, where we say something along the lines of, what are those 2 motherfuckers up to? Those dirty bitches. It's probably not exactly word for word, but you can listen to it yourself. We make our way back down the only path to the cabin, and then when we get in there's a guy through this door coming up. We can grab that rifle, which is shit, and I should pick up an assault rifle quicker than I do, but I don't, because I'm a mug. And just shoot him in the back of the fucking head. And then when we come through here, we find that the door to the library is rigged to blow. So we have to tell her what make it is, and you can see quite clearly that's the back part of the back of the door, and it's a DETM 12X, not an X22 MTED, because half the letters would be backwards, and it's pretty obvious, that one. But in any case, if you couldn't get it, I've just told you, DETM 12X. And then she tells you you've got to go and find 6, sorry, fucking 8. If you had to find 8, I'd be well pissed. 6 charges that are hidden around the lodge, which is a ball lake. So we are going to have a look around and see if we can't find 6 and try to get you to them as quick as possible, and also so give you some idea of where they are by if you whack out the UV, you can see the pipes that lead off, and they tell you exactly where it's going, but obviously you don't want that out because there's people about and they will start shooting at you. So we want to shoot this guy. Yeah, get on the floor, bitch. Come on, me and you. So I'll make a right hash of this. And then I still don't pick up his fucking assault rifle when he's dead. I still carry on with this shitty rifle. Muppet. But what are you going to do? Now there are there is a TV, a radio, and some evidence to find while you're running about in here. So but I'll point that out as we come to the canisters that they're near. The first canister through these double doors, it's not the easiest one. The easiest one's back in that big room, but this is one of the easier ones. It's just through here and into this room with the big open stone chimneyed fireplace. You look to the right and it's on a beam there. Now every single one you've got to throw out the window. You probably know all this because they're actually telling you as you do, but just make sure that you get it out of the window and then leg it away from it, because if you stand by the window and watch it blow up, it does hurt you a little bit, depending on how far away you threw it, of course. From there, we've got 3 guys that come in for you. After that, don't forget you can pick up their guns, but I don't, because I'm an absolute pleb. I can't believe I went this far and still haven't picked up an assault rifle. Just retarded. Absolutely retarded. But anyway, you make your way back from here to the big room. And this is your central hub. This is your main branch off point where you can go downstairs, upstairs, through passages. So when I say big room, this is the room I'm talking about. Now we'll check out the 2 that are upstairs. There's 2 that go up. You don't see the pipes go through these doors, but this leads upstairs, and there are 2 right up in the topmost parts of the lodge. Go through here and up some stairs. There's nothing in this room. And there's a hole in the floor. There's 2 guys down there, so if you are going to drop down, be prepared to take them out. Without getting them with headshots, they are quite difficult to take out, these guys, because they're fully suited up, Rainbow Six style, with all their flak armour and what have you. There's nothing in any of these rooms. Not even the first aid that I'm looking for. That's the only reason I'm running through all of these. I'm trying to find some first aid, but there isn't any, so we move on. Past the boar's head, up on the wall, and up some more stairs. It will take us the other side of that hole that in the corridor. That's the same corridor with the hole. And then we go past the antlers and the deer head into another big room. It's not the big room, it's just another open room, which has a balcony running all the way around the edge. And on that balcony, once I've taken out this guy, you'll find canister number 2. Get on the floor, you Still not picking up an assault rifle, because I just want to make it hard for myself. The thing about the assault rifle is you can zoom in and take them out one hit. But here it is behind the chimney fireplace again. Lob it out through that window, and then I always leg it away as far as I can, so that when it blows up I'm nowhere near it. Take out the 2 guys. I take this guy out as he climbs a balcony. This is brilliant. Look at this shot. Bosh! And he dies on his way down. I can have that. See, playing Halo does help you out sometimes. And then once you've done that one on the balcony, you go down the bottom of these ladders and you'll find another pipe leading off underneath the stairs. And we'll follow that one into this double doored room, where we'll find another long corridor, and in here we will find a television in room number 16, which is on the left. There it is, 16, and we go in and it's in the main bedroom area on the right hand side. And there she is, chatting away about a missing, I think she's talking about a missing cameraman, and asking for people to tell them any information, because they're dead. We know they're dead. Fucking hell, love, come on. The streets are fucking running, there's lunatics running around, half the bleeding population's being decapitated and mutilated in museums. She still don't believe it. Anyway, you come out at 16, go straight across to 17, and there'll be a guy who'll drop out the ceiling. Take him out, better than I did. I still let him get a few shots off with his massive assault rifle. Still not picking up his assault rifle, and then you climb through the ceiling. Up on the arm of the leather sofa, and up into the loft area. We'll move around here. Still no first aid about. Straight across the room, and if you do left in the bathroom and then through that hole in the wall, you will find the final antenna. So you should have all 3 antennas when you hit this one. It's a radio, and there you go. We're coming towards the end of part 2, because like I say, it's a long level, so with the 10-minute limit on YouTube, I've got to move on to part 3 on this one, same as the first 2 levels. But I'll just show you where the 3rd canister is, which is the 2nd canister in this loft, like the upstairs area. If we go out the door, and there it is, up on the wall. You can throw it out the window, but it's a bit of a risky shot. Just open the door, and you've got a nice big open space to lob it into. And I'll see you at part 3. And we're back straight away. After throwing that canister off the balcony, what you can do once you've escaped, like you've run far enough away that the thing's gone off, you go back into the room, and then go back out to the balcony. And you can jump across to the next room, the adjoining room, and make your way all the way back to the big room. There's plenty of routes that you can take, plenty of staircases you can go down, but you can see which way I go, and you can follow that, or you can make your own way down there. What I will say is, when you get to the big room, there are 3 guys waiting there for you, all with assault rifles. So if you're doing it on hard, make sure you've got a gun, because they will kill you sharpish. They don't fuck about. I've still got the stupid fucking BB gun, because I've not picked up an assault rifle, because I'm a little bit of a plum. But will forgive me, because I've been working hard doing this guide for all you people out there that need a little bit of help finding the stuff for the gold level. I do enjoy doing them, but I've got a shit camera at the moment, so it takes a fucking age. But as soon as I get a decent camera, I'll hopefully be doing loads more. Not just obviously not Condemned, because I've done that now, but other guides, other achievements, you know, of the hardest stuff that I enjoy playing. Obviously I'm not going to fucking go about doing a guide to 2 worlds, because fuck that. I don't need to play that ever again. And there's plenty of guides to games like Half-Life 2, so I won't need to do them or anything like that. Anyway, once you've taken out these guys, then we can make our way downstairs to the 2 canisters that are in the basement. There is one in this big room, that one, but you don't want to take that one out yet. You want to leave that till last, and you'll see why later. So we want to make our way to the door under the stairs. Take myself some aspirin, and we go through this single door into the area with the bar, the long bar. And if you go behind the bar, there's more first aid kits on your left, and you go down into a room where there will be another 3 guys with guns. So again, make sure you're all equipped up. That guy will run away, and he'll move round to the left. A guy will come out of a door to your right, and there's a guy straight on. And you want to take them out with your nice zoomed in weapon, and you can move through this area towards the boathouse. Now, when my friend was telling me how he did this, he's a moron. He grabs that canister and he threw it out of that small ass window. But there is no need to try and aim, because if you fail, you're dead. These bombs will fuck you up. So go to that big window there and lob it out of that one, and you're more than fine. Now before we go and find the second one, which is really close to this one, it's just in a bar area round the other side, we'll go and do the last little bit of detective work, which is taking a picture of this little Oro fucking scrawlings in the wall. You get perfect as long as it's in focus, and then she'll chat about what it all says and what it all means, and about the Oro, and a little bit more story, another little breather in all the excitement, which helps because it's pretty edgy. A lot of the time, whenever I get these little breathers, I like to have a little. I like the little bits of downtime. I very much enjoyed doing the little CSI bits in this one. They were much better than the original one, and a lot more detail. And you have to really, some of them like that lift shaft in the doll factory. Some of them, you really have to look around, finding the room number. Super sleuth that one out. There's a locker there, 3 first aid kits and a battery. You haven't seen me using my taser very much because I don't really, but you can. In any case, when you come back up here, there is another lead that leads under the stairs. I'll whip out the UV light and show you it. If you come round to the bottom of the stairs, you'll see it. Eventually I'll get the right one. There we go. And look, there it comes down there and round the corner. And we go through the door at the end of the hallway. Can safely run around because I've taken out pretty much every bastard in the game. Pool table there. If you go behind the pool table, it's sitting on the bar. And you have to run back into the area with the pool table to throw it out of a window. And then leg it back to the big room, because we know we've only got one left and we know exactly where that one is. It's in the big room itself. So we grab that last one, and that's all the canisters, thankfully. But when you grab the last one, a timer starts on the main bomb, so you have to haul arse back to the contraption on the door, which is only up the stairs, thankfully, because you left that one till last. Imagine if you'd have done the basement one last, or the one in the loft last. You'd have been in trouble. Now this is complicated, so I'll take you through it as quick as I can, but you have to find 6 things about it. The first one is looking at the batteries. You'll find it's 120 volt and 12 volt, which is the 4th option. Second thing is the LED lights. There are 3 blinking lights, which is the 3rd option. The next thing is it's a 16 button thing, which is the 3rd option. The next thing is it's 2 long wires, 1 short wire, which is the top option, and the last thing is 2 canisters. And you have to do all that in 60 seconds. So you don't have to do it as quick as I did it. I did it in 20 seconds. You can do it. You can take all 60 seconds, and then you cut that wire, and there is a response straight away. As soon as you cut the wire, it will come up a response, and you click that to say I've cut the wire. And that's it. She'll tell you which wire to cut. It's the right one in any case. And this is the very final thing. You just have to say vocal cords, which is the password to the computer. The question is something like, what makes me special? And we know it's his vocal cords because of all the x-rays and storyline that was in the SCU building, unless you weren't paying attention. And then you slap on the wrist for you, because this is a game that's got such a decent fucking storyline compared to some other games that have got absolute dog shit that I won't go into now. Oh, free. Oh, sorry, my nose. After this little bit of storyline from Van Wilder, you'll get the guys will start coming in from that balcony that you came from. What you want to do is aim up to the only part where they can drop down. You'll see me do that, and back right off into the corner. If you stay where you are now, you'll die. You want to back right the way into the corner, because look, when you get saved, someone will come crashing through the wall right where I'm standing now. So you need to back right up. Eventually, after a nice little chunk of story that tells you a little bit about why Van Horn has been doing what he's doing, and a little bit more about the Oro. and then they come in the building. You'll see that door open. You know when it's happening because there'll be a picture on the monitor of 3 masks with a single eye in the centre of the mask. Them. And that's when you know the door will open up top and a guy will come in, they'll start blasting at the hard drive and it'll blow up. And that's when you want to whip out the gun and aim up. Take them guys out before they come down, and you want to back all the way up. I haven't backed off quite enough yet, I don't think. Soon find out. I'm going to take that guy out and take that guy out. And then there we go, I'll back up now all the way into the corner. That guy you can't take out, he always comes down. He's the 5th guy that comes in, I've noticed. He always makes it down. And I think it's because he's meant to get run over, but I'll take him out. And then you jump in the cab, and that's the end of that one. So I hope that helped on this very difficult level. And I'm going to go and move on to level 8 now. And if you need help with that one, I'll speak to you then. If you don't, then I won't. Peace. Hello and welcome to level 8 of this Condemned 2 Gold Level Guide by me, the Renty Monkey. This is the Trenton District. We start off, the first objective is don't kill any of these 3 guards. Simple enough in theory, but it's always a pain in the arse. You creep round here behind this first one, you can grab him easily, but 9 times out of 10 the other 2 will see you or hear you or react, and the shit hits the fan. So you've got this one easily enough. Take him down, and then all of a sudden the other lot kick off. Just make sure that you don't kill them. Like, don't punch them when they're on the ground, don't hit them with a weapon, etc, etc. And if you can, let LaRue finish them off. Make sure that you've not killed them, and you're on. Get on board the bus. I won't play through this entire cutscene because there's nothing response wise or anything else, and I'll see you on the other side of it. And it's the other side of it. We've crashed and LaRue is outside. This is your first response. LaRue being on the ground. You want to grab that assault rifle and move into the building where you'll be attacked by a few tramp fuckers. The one word of warning I'll point out about this level is that there is a lot of shit that they can throw, and throw it they do. Pool balls, bowling balls, they love throwing that shit, and it really fucking hurts, especially bowling balls, so be careful. Throw some of your own, if you will. We've got another response here, and when she chats to you asking about why she can't get hold of LaRue, and you say because he's on the fucking floor, he's hurt. So she tries to send out some help while you continue on through the bowling alley. And as we come through here, we're about to get our first emitter, which is on the wall straight ahead of us next to those fallen down bookcases. Let's get rid of that. And then there's a few tramps in this room. Start off with that geezer who's gibbering like a freak, and then the geezer in the red comes running over, and then there's another one to the left that comes running round, another one of those bums, and there's another geezer that comes from the far right. There's also a geezer behind a bar in the far corner, but he doesn't actually move towards you, so you can take out these ones first and then take him out from afar or run round and get close. However you like, I'm not here to help you do this. I'm help you, here to help you get the golds, and get them we will. He's down, and then we've got a little bit of investigating to do. It's simple enough if you've been following the storyline. You have to select a name for all of these people on the list. The mayor, the uncle is Van Horn. The mayor is Mars. The director is Ferrell, and the unknown is the Magic Man, because you don't know who the Magic Man is. And then the head of Miss Mars comes rolling out, and it prompts a little bit of more investigation. After some geezer runs in there, gives it the big one on the speaker, but not after I shoot him in the face. And then we get the investigating work, and we have to identify who it is, even though we know. Female head, bowling bag, full of blood, and it's owned by serial killer X. We know all that.
According to your evidence, it looks like SKX.
And then we have to take a photo. That's the next thing. Snapshot. So she can identify it, and identify it she does as the mayor. Onwards we go, down the bowling lane. If this was our local bowling alley, you'd slide on your arse. That'd be greased up like a motherfucker, that lane. Into the back areas, which is fucking squalor. It reminds me of forgotten the fucking name of the bleeding character. There's a woman behind this door, so be careful. And there's a radio in that room. What is the name of that fucking bloke? Oh, I bet you know who I'm talking about as well. The film with the it's the DC comic character. Fuck me, Preacher. Constantine, John Constantine. It reminds me of the film Constantine, where he's got his mate in the who lives in the bowling alley, gets attacked. Shitty back bowling alley. Radio eventually fucking finishes, telling everyone I'm a wanted man. Like bollocks, I'm always a fucking wanted man. It's always my fault, innit? It's my fault in the first game, it's my fault in this game. Bastards. Crazy fucking thing crawling along the wall. We get to meet them bastards later. They're like quick tar fuckers, but with more fucking hit points, if you like. Hit points. There's another emitter there on the wall. You saw me shoot. That's your second emitter. We go round here for another radio, sitting on top of the bin, and then we listen to this before turning around and going up into the ceiling, and then into the torture area. It's not very nice up in the torture area. Yawn yawn, sun moon on the radio. And we're done. And we go back and up into the ceiling, where you will get a response as you look down into the torture area. The old quick time will pop up as you look down through the hole. Another one of those crawling bastards. Nothing you can do about it. And there's the response. Jump down, and then we get an optional, which is take 3 photos of the torture devices, and you want to take the ones of the guys that are stuck in them. This first one is obviously this guy. Make sure it's in focus. I always take them out because I can't leave geezer all fucked up. There's a guy behind this wall. Yeah, I knew you were coming, bitch. Yeah, I can't leave guys just facing torture. That'd be disgusting. So we take a picture of that guy who's huddled in the toilet, and then there's a guy comes through the door. Take him out, and then there's a final guy on the left just before you go through that door, trapped in the grating that's being run through a car battery by the looks of it. Not pleasant, but that's the Oro for you. You think I've forgotten to take him out, don't you? But I haven't. There you go. There's a dog behind here, so don't grab the radio just yet. Take out the dog, and then the radio is right on the end on the desk. We can give that a twiddle, and that will be the end of part 1. And part 2 will be quite short because we haven't got much left to do. So once this radio is run out, the video will stop, and I will see you in part 2 level 8, Trenton District, Condemned 2. I've been the Ranting Monkey, and I will still be him tomorrow. Peace. And here we are again. Second part of level 8, the Trenton District. We're coming up towards the last emitter, which is on the right here, as we have to go right to get to the slope, just out in this room, just on the right there. We go up the slope then, and on towards the final part of the level. Another one of those crawling fuckers. Dirty bastards. Through the door, there's a response as you go through the door. And as you see, this fucked up kitchen area that wouldn't pass any health and safety code, except for the ones that obviously the people that come out to McDonald's, because they're roughly the same. And then we find Feral, and the evidence is that he is still alive, and that is the last thing in this level. That is everything gold. All you got to do is make sure you get him out. Over there, one of those little crawly fuckers, it's going to be the first one you actually fight. He's going to crawl out from under the big chef guy. Once you shoot him, you can take the meat cleaver from the chef and cut the straps on Feral's chest and legs, and then make your way outside, taking everything out as you go. Like I said, these things are they're quick like the black tar fucking bastards, but they're not one-hit wonders, these ones. So you have to be on your toes. It's always good if you have already completed it and you're on first-person shooter mode, and you can just gun the bastard down like I am. Pick up the cleaver that's buried in that guy's head to cut the straps. And then we move on out. This is the first area where they come from, and they come from all sides. One will run across the table at your front, and then there'll be one to your left straight away. Take him out, and there'll be one further around the table, and then another one will come from the other end. Once you go round there, he'll drop down from the ceiling right in front of you, and then a tramp will run round, and he needs a bit of a kick in. And there he comes. Another one of those green coated fuckers. They've all got the same clothing line, obviously. Tramps are us. Can I have a green jacket and some jeans, please? I don't have any money, but I can offer you a blowjob. I suck your dick, man. I haven't seen that film in ages. I'm going to have to break out Menace to Society tonight. I suck your dick. What do you say to me? Bang. And then we go up to the final bit, which is the bum fight arena. Some caged fucking fighting. Some sick fuckers have set up here. Not really fair, because I've got a massive assault rifle, but hey ho. It's quite difficult when you're actually doing it on hard. It's quite difficult when you're doing it on easy, for that matter. Especially if you've got no weapons at all. But when you have got an assault rifle, like I say, piece of piss. Back yourself up in this corner, which I do even when I'm fighting fists, because then they can only come at you from one direction, and take them out. And if there are two at a time, you can just have the back one hitting the front one, which is a bonus. And then there's the big old cutscene, which has all that crap about Feral and more of the Oro stuff and a bit more storyline, but I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to move on to level 9. See you there if you need me. If not, I've been the Ranting Monkey. Peace. Hello and welcome back to Level 9. It's a nice short one, so it won't be one of two or one of one. It's one of one. You start off with a dream sequence with Marsky Mc. I'm your twin. You won't start off with a gun, you just blow him away, and then that starts off the main level proper. There's only 2 real rooms, 3 I suppose, with the corridor in the middle to this main one, 4 if you include this lobby area. So it's not a big level at all, but you do have a lot of arty farting about to do in those levels. So once she gets you up and you're all ready to rock, you can make your way into the theatre, which is up the stairs. There is 1 emitter, there is 1 radio, and there are 2 responses. Now old Magic Man's going to have a chat. He's telling you about the Ticketmaster and goes on and on about a load of other crap, and you just have to wait for the doors to open. I go to the left first, I don't know, that's the way I did it the first time, that's the way I've always done it since then. Look at your burly shoulders. This level reminds me of the level on Bioshock with the guy who is the magician in that, and the games were both developed around the same time, so I can't say one's copying the other, but they're very similar. Similar styles of game as well, except this one's more visceral, more close quarters, and none of that magical plasmid shit. Still both brilliant games. She's having a chat. Yawn, yawn, yawn. She's talking about the Oro. Tells you she's found some shit on the internet about what they really are, the true voice and all that stuff, talking about their brains, frequencies. You have to come up with some responses to get the perfect, and the response you want in this one is, did you see anything about their purpose or their objective? And she says yeah. And then you say something along the lines of, are you saying that they're responsible for all the chaos in the city? But that might be later on the second time. You get the radio, which is just round the corner to the right, behind some trunks. After pulling the lever, I had to cut that a little bit because the video feed was a bit shit, but it's basically, there's only a small little tiny bit, and if you're missing anything on this level, then you're kind of simple, to be honest. There's the lever there on the right next to the table. Those are the only 2 things at the bottom of this lift shaft, and then you go up the top. Yeah, like I said, shit camera, so I had to cut that little bit. This whole bit was where the camera was fucking up, the battery was going, and I was having trouble trying to finish the level off. Eventually I did it. Take out these 2 bitches. If I had had forethought, I would have picked up the gun before I went down the elevator, which is sitting on the side. It's a nice silenced 22 sitting there. But I didn't, so a little bit of a beating, give him a kick in. Grab the gun that's on the table. Silence 22 to take out the other 2 bitches as you go across. You want to go across to the other side because the emitter's down the other side. Basically there's 1 radio down 1 lift shaft, 1 emitter down the other lift shaft, and the little bit of chat that you have with your lady friend. Take these 2 whores out. Freaky knifed up to the fucking, it's all just about masochism, it really is. Sadism, masochism. These Oros, absolute mugs. But anyway, down here, the emitter is just on your left here, right on the column. Take that out, and then move round for the lever on this side, and then back up in the lift. And the spinny, flamey thing you couldn't access will have stopped, and you'll be able to make your way towards Grandad in the cage, and then on to the Magic Man after a bit of chat with lady friend. slide the swords in, and then loads of the black tar fuckers appear. It's quite hard to see them even when you're playing, so you just have to aim for they come out of the fires that are lit. You just have to try and make sure that you see them. Last one. Get down, you bastard. And then once you've done that, you can make your exit. The fire will dissipate, and then before you can go into the next room, another bit of chat with the missus. What do you want for tea, Ethan? Oh, I think I'll have a KFC bucket. I'm fucking starving. I've been running around for like the last night and a half. I want a fucking family meal, 2-piece and a biscuit. She's talking about brain functions and stuff, because she's still back in a nice safe SCU building that's got nobody in it except for Ferrell, who was upstairs, but now his head's been blown off, so he won't be there. Who else was there? The guard that died. That's about it. The secretary was there. You only hear her voice. She'd obviously gone to take a piss or buy another fucking OK magazine. In any case, you want to say, are you suggesting the organise, like the Oro, are responsible for all the bad that's going down in the city? And she says, well, not exactly, but there's something leaning towards that way. And then the second thing is, does it explain how the sonic emitters work? And then she goes all sci-fi on you. She even says, I'm going to go a bit sci-fi on you. And talks about fucking the sonic emitters, basically. Something about a direct infusion into the brain and all this doodads. It attacks every body sensor. Blah blah fucking blah. It's interesting the first time round, but this is like the 6th time I've played it now. And this is like right at the point where you just want to be getting on to the last fucking couple of levels. I think they just put this level in. That's what makes me think it's a bit too like that Bioshock. It's just a tiny little level where they've got a magic man, and it doesn't really explain why the magic man is there, who he is, why he's about. You know, there's just nothing there, and it just bugs me. It's just a bit of a weird. Unless they're going to put something in Condemned 3 that's about him, and you know there's going to be a Condemned 3 because this thing is selling like fucking hotcakes because it is the bollocks. 2 responses as you climb, or you come through this room. It won't be as you climb the stairs because I fucking legged it up here. But there are 2 responses to the Magic Man. One is, you're a fucking prick, I ain't got time for your fucking games. The second response is, just come out and face me, you prick. Once the curtain opens, the lady on the board will pull herself off and pull herself off. Hey, said the bishop to the nun. She'll take herself off of the board, and you have to take her out first, not for dinner. You want to go KFC? I'm hankering for a bucket meal, love. Kill her, and then to take him out, when he appears on a platform, you chuck a bottle at it, and the flames either side will catch light the whole platform, and he won't be able to go back to that platform till it extinguishes. You want to make sure that you get all 3 platforms nice and lit up early doors, like this. 1, 2, and look, watch this long throw. I'm proud of this. Look, get over there. 3, and then he's trapped up in the little bit above the wooden table with nails, and he's dead. A bit elaborate, but that is level 9, and I hope that helped. I'm sure you didn't need to do this one. I'm sure you're not even watching it. But I'm the Rented Monkey, and peace out. That sounded well too ghetto. Just peace. Hello my little golden nugget hunters. We are now on Condemned 2, Gold Level Guide, Level 10, The Love Boat. There's a response straight away as soon as you start, just to make sure you got that. It's not the Love Boat, obviously, it's a junk barge. I was just taking the piss. You get the emitter thing come up, but you can't find the emitter just yet, so completely ignore that and just haul ass down the other end of the ship. You'll see freaky things jumping all about, which are a colossal pain in the arse on this level, especially when you've only got a fucking crossbow of gayness. But It doesn't matter, because we'll survive together, making our way through, find the golden nuggets. Once you've activated the crane, and that's fucking ripped merry hell out of the bollocks of the ship, you can then make your way back. You'll get another response on your way back, and then Rose will contact you, and then you say something back, and then when you jump down we can get the first emitter. You see all the little crawly bastards running around, little fucknuts, and the emitter is over there on the left, and the fucking crossbow's a piece of shit, so I have to go and get nice and close, and it still doesn't fucking hit the bastard thing. There we go. And then you go through this room. There's nothing in this room, so you can just do one at the other end. That's the only emitter that's not in. There's one room in this level right near the end that all the emitters are in except for that one, so as long as you get that one you're on the right track. All these geezers jump about but none of them attack you. They're just there to scare you. But that bastard does. Jumps out on you, scares the living piss out of you, and then we jump down. One jumps out of the floor at us up ahead here, always catches me off guard. Goodbye. One comes around behind you, it drops down roughly where I'm standing. Bang. And then there's a big geezer out to the right. I want to take him out. At some point during this level, I can't remember where. It might be where I paused it and start part 2, but it jumps a bit, and that was I had to get up and answer the door, because out there in real worlds stuff is happening that needs my attention. We're going to get another quick time response, or are we? Are we? Yeah, I think we are. Yeah, there it is. I knew it was coming. I think there's like 8 in this level, so you got to make sure that it's pretty much all talking to a apart from a couple near the end when you come up against one of the signature fucking enemies of this level. There's not too many emitters or antennas though, which is a bonus, so you've not got too much you can fuck up on this one, to be honest. But there is an optional task which a lot of people miss. I missed it first time around. I even missed it when I did it. I played it again with a friend round, and I missed it then as well. Even when I was even looking for it then as well. Coming up to the antenna, first antenna or only antenna, and it's that radio. We stand on a box or something. I don't know what's going on there, but we twiddle that in. The boat moves about, causing a bit of motion sickness. One of my mates has got motion sickness. He said playing this he gets motion sickness because of the way he bobs up and down. But I just think he's being a bit of a fucking girl, to be honest. This radio is... what is this radio talking about? I don't know. Can't remember now. I could have edited that better. That might have been where I went and went to the door, but I should have edited better than that. Just missed that one out. Oh well, shoddy workmanship aside, we move around now and we're coming to another quick time response, so get yourselves ready. Not that you're playing this and watching at the same time, it's been possible, but when you see that fucker he goes, oh shit, and you just want to dash to the left and up the slope to escape him, and then you can hide up here for a bit while he bashes the crap out of everything else. And then you open the door, and from here on out he's pretty much behind you, so you just want to keep fucking running, because the way you'll see me do it is I run all the way through this. I don't stop, I don't fire at the guys that are throwing stuff at you, I don't stop to take him out at the top. I just go and take the photo of the thing that is the optional task and then crack on through. So he's still behind me, so I'll start sprinting a little just to make sure I can get a bit further ahead. And he will still be following me all the way to the girder. I've run out of gas, I've run out of energy, I'm fucking knackered. I've got my limp going on. Nothing's working. Over that. And up the slope. Of course he's still coming. Behind you, Ian. The ladder, remember? Remember the ladder? Oh yeah, there it is. The thing about these big guys is they do fuck all damage, considering it's as like the hardest setting, and they're like it's the second to last thing in the game, and they're fucking mahoosive. But yeah, it's like they do half a bar every time they hit you, which is like fuck all really. Which is good. It means you can run about, and I stand there get fucking punched in the head while I'm taking a photograph in a minute. What are you going to do? You move through the bus, jump out the other side, just as it falls away, of course, because that's how it works in this game. And then move round here to the left instead of going straight onto the exit, and you'll see a door. And you just need a clear photo of that, basically. And I decide to fuck about, la la da, I'm getting punched in the fucking head. I'm still taking the picture though. Go on, punch me in the head while I'm taking the picture. Yeah, baby. Got me photo received, and then I haul ass to the tiny doorway. Yeah, fuck you. You big metal bastard. You go through the door. I shut it behind me. And I get a nice relative bit of peace now. Into this room. And down towards the end of part 1, I think. As we approach the bigger room, Stanley Kubrick's birds again, flying around. And that's the end of part 1. If you need part 2, because there's quite a few emitters, I'll see you on the other side. So here we are, back again, top of the stairs, response coming up. And there it is, she's running away from Big Metal Tin Man number 1. Unfortunately, there's Big Metal Tin Man number 2 and Big Metal Tin Man number 3 down there. So we've got a bit of work on our hands. There's 2 down there, and there's one hidden around the corner that I'm about to run into and get stuck on. But if you're in less of a hurry than me, then you can easily make a path through that doesn't involve getting whacked on the head with a giant metal fist. I would make references to Iron Man and blah blah blah, but well, Tony Stark killed Captain America recently, so he's a cunt! Oh, I said cunt. That's probably not good. Oh well, if you're a 10-year-old and you're watching this and I've just said cunt, then just put the game down. It's an 18 only, you fuck nut. You little shits. Need to be told. And if you're offended by the word cunt, I apologise. Actually, I don't. I'm not really. I don't care. It's the internet. I'm gonna get enough fucking people slag me off anyway. What do I care? Fucking. And another response there as you crush that geezer, saying one motherfucker down or some such shit. Yeah, my camera's all fucked up as well. I only just about finished this fucking guide off because my camera kept dying, and just a massive pain in the arse. So all those people who don't appreciate all the work I put into doing this, then they can just fuck off anyway, to be honest. Last Iron Man goes in the bucket, and we can concentrate on the emitters. There's 5 in this massive room. 1 to your left of the console, 2 behind the console. And 2 down by the door that you have to meet old you cop buddy. Why can I never remember her fucking name? In any case, when you get to the door, there's 1 to your left up high, and there's 1 to the right up high. The 1 to the right, miles back there, you can barely see it, but it's there. Bosh. and the other one is down that little tiny bit above the pipes. Bosh. Once you've done that, we are in. And then you get the last response off of her, and there it is, and that's the end of the level. It's not the end of the level, you've got to go through a catwalk and then you've got to shoot a load of nails at a guy, but you don't need to see that, you know how to do that. It's just shooting people. So I'll leave that to you, and I will go off and prepare level 11, the pain in the arse finish of this game where my camera died about 1,000,000 times. I've got a lot of editing to do. So I'll catch you then. Hope this helped. Peace. Here we are at the beginning of level 11 in the Condemned 2 guide. As soon as you blast your way through that container, there is a radio right in front of you. Now, after I've explained that, while this radio goes on, because it does go on for a while, it's fucking Rhodey being tortured, I'll explain a few things. Number one, my camera died about 6 times during this thing, so if there's a little jump, that's why. It doesn't affect it too much, I've just edited most of it together, and it's pretty clear, but there's a couple of times it jumps ever so slightly. Number two, for some reason, when I pick up the assault rifle, I cannot see through the fucking lens of it, which is an absolute bitch on this level, because there's plenty of enemies that you want headshots on or to shoot from far away. So there'll be a few things a little further on where I take an alternate method of getting past them, if you will. That being said, let us proceed on with the last level in the game, the hardest level in the game, on the hardest setting, without a fucking lens in my gun. And I find out any minute now, and you'll see me scratching my head, totally bemused as to why that's happening. Take that guy out, and there's a guy right at the back. Hang on, where's me lens? Hang on, what the fuck? Where's me lens gone? So yeah, confusion. I've swapped guns out, nothing works. Absolute pain in the bollocks. Since I was right at the beginning of the level, I could have stopped and gone on, but we'll struggle through together. It doesn't matter. When you've played the game a few times, you know where all the baddies are going to come from for the most part. Swap the gun out. I don't want that one. Let's get this one out. No, that's still the same problem. Well, what a piece of crap. So, on this level, 2 radios, 2 emitters, 2 responses, and 5 of these giant Atari joystick jobs where we have to blow up the giant emitters, which is your optional task for this level, and everything else is just making sure you stay alive, because it's really annoying. Certain parts of it are the sound emitter guys, the helicopter. You'll see. That guy gets a good chin in before I take him out, and then we move on up the ladder, and then we come to the second radio. And if you've been following my guide and this is your last level, this will get you Come in Tokyo, the achievement for 30 of your gamer points. And then we go around the corner here for emitter number 1 on this level, not forgetting the guy that's on the floor. Take out those barrels usually, but not this time. As you come across here, there's a load of times a guy comes from behind you, or a guy, one of those crawling fucks. After you kill this guy and you move forward again, once you kill the next 3 guys that are around the corner, another one comes from behind, which is why I keep looking behind me, because I know there's another one coming, and he does come eventually. Just like I'm not even going to go there with that joke. I was going to... No, never mind. Let's leave it alone. Take these guys as you please. And like I said, the guy comes from behind. That sounds even worse. I've got to stop saying these things while I've got innuendos floating around in my brain. You're coming up to the second giant sound emitter. got first aid and ammo there if you need it. And then there's the third guy that comes from behind. Oh, you fuck right off. There it's. A little bit of poor gunplay by me there. My Call of Duty fucking squad would, clan would be fucking turning in their graves. Not graves, they're not dead. They'd be doing their bollocks if they saw me that bad. Start wiggling the next Atari joystick. Why we can't fucking fire a million rounds into the hollow bit, I'll never know. But in any case, once you do that, every time you destroy one of those emitters, you'll get a couple of those crawling guys, or at least one of those crawling guys come at you, so just make sure you're ready for them as soon as it blows up. And then we move on through towards the underground nightmare area. You get 2 guys come from the front, 2 from behind on this one, or it might be 3 from behind. No, just 2. Oh no, it's 3. But if you fall down the hole, they don't fall after you, so that's just one way out of it. When you drop down here, it's gonna glitch for me. That's when my camera died. But as you can see, there's 3 guys there run at you, and you can take them out. They come from this area, so just be aware as you come round this point. There's another guy runs along the boardwalks up top there. It's one of those huge Oro guys with all the metal sticking out of him. They're pretty tough, unless you can get one of your combos or your quick time event combos. A couple of guys come out of that hole, and they're the last 2, and then you're going to find in here the last emitter, which will bring you the achievements. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yeah, I can, yeah. Can you hear me now? Anyone who hasn't seen Phoenix Nights won't know what the fuck I'm going on about, but I have seen it, and I found it funny. Anyone who has seen Phoenix Nights might not find it funny, but fucking fuck you, I don't care. I'm coming to the end of this. It's been a long old road completing this and editing all this shit together, so I'm just rambling on now because there's only a few things for me to point out in this one. Anyway, we keep following this back up to outside, where we get attacked by Dorland in his fucking helicopter. He's a colossal pain in the arse because I can't fucking aim on my gun, but with the best intentions I'll do as I can. We get through this first area, and that's when you get the first time the chopper appears, and you want to aim back towards where you came from, and you can see it. If you stick a few rounds near the back of the helicopter, not at the front where I'm firing at there, you get a better chance of scoring a quick hit. You just want to hit that tank on the side. There we go. And then 2 guys through here, and you can also take out the 3 guys that are in the next area if you want. You don't have to wait until you've taken out the chopper, because you can hide behind this metal bit on the side and take those 2 guys out, as you can see I am doing. Just makes it a little bit easier because you've got first aid about you here if you need it. And then we have to take out the chopper again. Nice quick hit I get on this one, right near the back. It moves on. Just using up the bullets in the gun. I'm not being retarded or anything there. And then you've got a geezer at the back, miles away on the balcony. Just need to take him out. Of course I can't aim, so I'm trying to do it from the hip. Eventually he dies. And then when you go over the top here, there's one more guy and one more attack on the chopper. If you come round the side here, I found this easier, and you can aim up at the balcony, take out the guy, and then you've got the chopper at your leisure then. The chopper is just out and behind you. Wait for it to finish firing, pop out, unload a few rounds like that, and then come in. I managed to get it first time, and then you just have to wait for it to crash. That is part 1, and I will see you in part 2.